That was fun.
That was legit.
That was tight. Oh, yeah. Hopefully you guys got some good tidbits in there. We don't have to pull them out you, but hey, that's good though.
Welcome back, Ordinary Freaks. Be here with
Your co-host Eddie, and today we have another cool story for you guys. This guy is also a very, I'll say, a creative mind. He has struggled with it, but I think you guys really are going to enjoy his story. So please help me in welcoming Gabi Olmedo.
Thanks for having me, guys. Eddie, thanks for the intro. B, it's nice to finally meet you.
right.
Happy to be part of this project that you guys
Yeah,
are.
man, it's about time we all kind of
Definitely
clicked,
killing.
right?
Yeah, man. It's just, I was, like I said, man, I just was so happy that this was happening. You know,
Thank
a few episodes in, I'm excited. I'm
We
really
appreciate
excited,
that, man.
So
Happy
thanks
to
for
have
having
you.
me, man.
So let's get started. Creative mind. You know, what does that mean? What are you up to? What do you do? Let the people know.
Creative mind, you know, it's something that I've always had, and I just needed to really let that out and kind of find it. So first find it and hone it, and then just go out and really do whatever. So creative is just expanding your mind, being in a different space that is not either related to work, family, a good release that is always something that people should experience. I think, you guys are doing it, I'm doing it, and it just feels good. So I love doing it. I'm going to continue doing it because, I think that's something that's just part of me now. So.
And what does it entail right now? So you do video?
Yeah, so I'm the guy behind the camera. I've worked with a good amount of people from Milwaukee. DJ Shauna, Came One, Mauricio Ramirez. So I'm the guy behind the camera, helping them document, helping them get content, and then, creating for them, and then just having my hand in what they need. So whether it's videography and creating promo videos, creating short stories. I forgot to mention Jesus from Mazorca. I've been in projects. It's been nice that I've had so many that I don't remember too many of them.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's
I mean,
been
you
nice
could tell.
to-
You can say that last year you kind of blew up in that sense, right? Where
Yeah, I like that.
you were really doing a lot of work, and it was good quality work, and a lot of people were, basically shouting you out and wanting you to be part of what they were
thanks,
doing.
man. It was surreal. Just the middle of last year, middle of summer, it was nuts. Definitely, just being from Milwaukee, I think that's really huge. It speaks volumes to what people are doing, and especially that collaboration where, I didn't think I'd be in that position in that time, and for me to just buy a camera, go out there and do it, it was just humbling. I was so excited. I enjoyed every minute of the middle of last year, and it just kind of progressed to now, and it's just been fun.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun. So.
And that videography, where did that stem from? Did you go to school, or kind of how did you get into shooting, editing, and all that?
So I went to Market High. I was really into graphic design, and I thought going, into the next phase of my schooling, I'd go to, college and do the same thing. But it never really works out like that for some. So I always had the background, or at least a platform, I thought, for myself to be able to do that, to be able to do video, create stories, and just the stems of graphic design, of creative storytelling. I think that just all helped to then create these videos. A lot of what you see in my work is storytelling. It's fun storytelling. So whether it's Mazorca or even some stuff that I'm doing now, it all comes back to storytelling. And I started all in high school, and that's where I got it from. It didn't come out of the blue. I knew that's something that I liked. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
To backtrack a little bit, mentioning you bought a camera, an expensive camera, not to say the
A
least.
really expensive camera.
What made you go that route instead of, per se, either going a more affordable route?
I wanted to document as much as I could. Some stuff happened in about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, that I thought, it was almost a responsibility for me to capture moments. So especially for my family, they're a big part of who I am today. So capturing that stuff, just raw moments of their children, of my cousins. I got a big family. I got, 7, between my mom and my uncles, I got 7 relatives that all have a ton of kids,
right?
And for me to be that person to give them those memories, whether it's photos, whether it's videos, to look back on, I think that's really nice. And I took it upon myself to be that person, because no one in my family was really, kind of doing it. Mm-hmm. We'd all have fun, but then they were all just memories in your head. And, those sometimes fade or some things happen. Mm-hmm. So having these pictures, they do tell a lot. And to look back at them, the good times, bad times even, it just I think it was needed. And that's why buying that camera, being that person, was, I'm gonna do it. And whether cheap or not cheap, it wasn't really about that, I guess. It was just making sure that I was that person that provided that part of for my family to see, whether future or their kids who have kids. So I took it upon myself to be that person, and it's nice. I think they all appreciate it. So
that's awesome.
You mentioned documenting. If we look at a lot of the kind of, I guess, not only I would say social media influencers right now. Yeah, they're really stressing, documentation. You're talking specific example, kind of what rooted in you was family. I guess, can you go a little bit into, how important is documenting and capturing those moments, whether it's, for a company, for your family, for whatever it might be?
Yeah, so those are pretty big extremes. I think, work and family. Sometimes people have a hard time separating that. Mm-hmm. With work. So I work at Stefan Soccer. I've been there for 6 years, and I run the social media, some of the social media. So documenting and creating for them is different. Where it's still fun. It's still an avenue that I can create content. But it feels a little too structured. Where
Gotcha.
Sometimes not forced, but it just you have to worry about some things, some outside things. So as a soccer retailer, you got brands looking at you, so you can't say certain things, you can't post certain things. Mm-hmm. So you can still be creative, but you have a lot of factors that go into how creative you can be. And then that sometimes, as a small company, but still pretty big, it's tough to get around, because there's definitely eyes watching us. But on the family side, I think everybody I love my family. I think everybody who does enjoy as much as I do should either invest in a camera or even your phones. I mean, just document as much as you can, because eventually, you might not have anything. If you want to show your kids, who your grandparents were, who your great-grandparents were, why you're here, having those memories, having those photos, and documenting home videos, even if it's like the most, like not even anything, just do it. Just get it. Because you never know when things go south, what you're going to lean on.
It's like they say, a picture tells, says 1,000 words, right?
Yeah, it definitely, and just video brings back such different emotions, and it almost gives you chills when, say, something happens and you finally see it again. It's just like, oh my God, so it's nice. So work, documenting, all that, it's fun. It's important. One, you're getting paid for it, so you have to. But two, family, different animal, and it's real, and I don't think you should ever forget any of that. So it's important to do.
Right. I think something you can relate to, and I can attest to that, and that's when I started noticing myself that I need to take more pictures. Was in January, my grandfather actually passed, and at that moment I'm trying to gather everything I have, and I was only able to find, to be honest, probably 2-3 pictures I had with him.
Yeah.
And that kind of, you know, it kind of broke my heart a little bit. I'm like,
For sure.
well, you know, why don't I have more? I spent, you know, X amount of time with him. He lived most of his life in Mexico, but when he was here, you know, we hardly took pictures. Why didn't I get this? So I totally agree. And even like right now, you know, shout out to Coco that just won the Oscar.
Yeah, I saw that movie. It was awesome,
right?
man.
And it kind of it kind of goes with this as well, because it's all about, you know, in a sense that they documented, they knew who their, you know, the grandpas, who great grandma, so they documented all that, and you know, the kids were proud of that and were able to see that. So
I'm glad you brought that up. Sorry to hear about your grandpa though. I know it's the first time me and B meet, or B and I. Let me be proper. Exactly. B and I.
Yeah.
I went to school. I didn't finish school, but I know a little thing. Yeah, sorry to hear that, but you know, I'm glad you brought it up, because now we have something in common. You know, back in 2015, my abuelita unfortunately did pass away, but it was, you know, those memories, and we all have phones, and so my family did a really good job of capturing. My grandma was just the light of the entire family, you know, the matriarch. She was the person. So we all had a good amount of photos or videos that we were able to share. And those, when it comes down to that moment where, you know, things go south, it's nice. It's really nice to have those memories, because then, yes, they did pass away, but they're never really gone. You still got these videos of your grandma saying happy birthday to. You got videos of her just laughing. My abuelita's laugh was contagious. You know, it would just, you could hear it from a mile away. It was one of those things you just never forget. And so, yeah, it just deeply rooted into that part. It's just family needs to kind of always be there and never forget them. Is kind of why I picked up the camera and got that started. So
yeah, it's deep. I mean, I don't want to add more to this.
No,
I feel like we all have lost.
Yeah. Let's get this cracking. Well, shoot, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised South Side. I've moved twice, and I've moved 6 blocks up. I used to live on 5. I used to live on 31st Street and 31st and Beach, and now I live on 36th and Beach. I still live with my parents. I'm 26. You know, I'm technically a college dropout. I work at Steffen's, but I have fun. I'm happy. I think the biggest thing about me is that I'm happy, and you know, no one can really take it away from me as long as I'm doing what I want to do. And continue to do it in a manner that I want. I'm happy, and that's huge. I think being happy should always be, you know, you got your jobs, you got your struggles. You know, you don't make enough money. You don't, you know, you don't have the biggest house. You don't have the nicest car.
Right.
That all, you know,
at the end of the day, that all goes away, man. Because
you can't take it with you, you know. So as long as you're happy, you think back about, you know, all the happy moments. That's what really makes you. And that's where I'm at, you know. I'm lucky to be here with you guys. And
speaking about being happy, you put out a video, I believe, either at the beginning of this year or at the end of last year, saying that 2017 was the happiest year of your life. Right? And
yeah,
that's kind of like, I mean, we're reverting back to kind of where it all started, where like you really started picking up, maybe not necessarily clients. In some cases it might have been, but for most of it was a lot of collaborations with a lot of your friends, you know, mutual friends that we all have here.
Yeah.
And then you really started trying to create and tell their stories through your own lens, right?
Yeah. So
can you speak about that?
Yeah. So 2017 was the greatest year of my life. That's the intro to this video. So if anybody wants to watch that, but yeah. So in the summer, things picked up out of nowhere. So I met a ton of cool people. Met Mauricio Ramirez. I met DJ Shauna. Obviously, I knew Miguel. We've been friends for a long time. Jesus from Mazorca. He's a good friend of mine as well. You know, I met a JP from the barbershop. I've been blessed and happy to help these guys create. And when I say that it was the best year of my life, honestly it was, because I was able to be in that space that back in high school I didn't think. It was one of those things I always wished I could do. And in 2017, when I was able to do it, it just opened my eyes. it was ridiculous how much fun it was, and what I was able to do, what I was able to see, you know, what I was able to experience. So it's all about experience. So with Mauricio, him doing his project on Wisconsin Avenue with the utility boxes, that was amazing.
So is that how you started?
So yeah, technically that's where I started. So Mauricio came in. Shout out to Mauricio. He came to my shop, and I knew who he was because I followed him on Instagram per Miguel, and I followed him. Came into my shop. I was like, yo, I know who you are. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, you're Mauricio. I'm friends with Miguel. He stuck around my shop for, man, the guy's a big soccer head, for like 2 hours. We were just chit-chatting it up about soccer. And he's like, and I knew what he was going to do on Wisconsin Avenue because it was on the news. I was like, you know, when are you going to get started? So we started talking about him. He started. Miguel was out there one day. I showed up. And I just took my camera. I was just like, yo, maybe I'll just take some pictures. Not working for him, but I was like, maybe he needs something. Right. He's like, yo, can you help me out? You know, I'm trying to create some small videos. You got cameras? It's like, yo, yeah, let's do it. So started that day, and I'd go before work because I really wanted to do it, you know. So by any means, I went and did it. So I'd start work at 11, but I'd be out on Wisconsin Avenue with him at 8:30. I'd go to work. He'd hit me up, you know, what time are you out? So I'll be out at 7. You need any help? He's like, yeah, you know, can you come record a few more things? I was like, yeah. So that's kind of how it all got started. And then him knowing so many people, it just went on and went on. And I met DJ Shauna, and she's an awesome person. You know, she's just helped me out a lot.
Can you tell people a little bit more who DJ Shauna is? And
yeah,
who she does?
Yeah, so DJ Shauna is obviously a DJ from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Well, she's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and just a figure, just a public figure that whenever you run past her like just smile, her enthusiasm is infectious. You know, she makes your day. She can make your day with just a hello or a hi or a high five, because she really means it. And that's why when I was presented this opportunity to work with her, I was just like, yes, because it's just one of those. She's one of those people you just want to be friends with because of how cool she is, and to have the opportunity to then be side by side with her at Pride Fest, working technically for her. I don't like saying I work for her. I like she likes, you know, we're friends now, which we are. You know, working hand in hand with her to create for her, and then her giving me an avenue to do what I do. It's just amazing. So, yeah, she's a good friend now. We got other things planned. I don't think I can actually say it right now, but she's got plans that we're gonna start working up.
And
soon.
What projects did you do with her?
Did a Pride Fest promo video for her. She had a full long hour set at Pride Fest last summer. So I helped document that, put it up on her Facebook. I'm going to plug it. It's on her DJ Shauna page. It's got like 9,000 views. I didn't check just now, but I think it's close to 10 now. That's cool. So that's just amazing. But I can't stop talking about her because she's just that cool. Like if you were ever meet her, I mean, she would just motivate you too.
Hopefully she sees this, so, and
she might want to come through or something. Maybe I don't know. We'll let her
spread some love and knowledge. I recently started following her because of you.
Yeah,
but it was crazy because I actually remember she played at the when Mauricio was doing that thing, right? Wasn't she one of the DJs or? I don't know what day it was, but I was driving past, and that was before. Like I wasn't paying attention to social media during the summer as much, just due to the fact that I was working so much. But I do remember crossing past, and Mauricio was painting. I'm not sure if you were there. I didn't see you.
Yeah,
But then there was like a little tent, and there was a DJ. Yeah. So I'm like, it might have been her. Yeah,
that was her. It was like an on location DJing / art.
It was like literally like a party between like a couple people. Yeah, you could
go see Mauricio paint, live paint a utility box. I forget what street, but then DJ Shauna was behind him, kind of just on the tanks, doing her thing. So, the city is, and I'm glad that I'm a little older so I can experience a little more. But the city's filled with talented people, creatives. Right. I think personally, the city of Milwaukee is just a little behind on either support or, it just feels a little lonely sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
You're worried, who's going to pick my stuff up, who's going to watch my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if you're doing it for yourself and you're being the best that you can be at it, I mean,
it has to come from a good place.
Yeah, exactly. It has to feel genuine. It can't be forced, So if it's good, it's gonna be out there and people are watching. I guarantee somebody, and I hope some kid who's 15, 14, 15 watching this podcast gets, hey, these guys are doing something. You maybe don't know what you want to do, but if you see some people out here creating or making a change or just getting better, I think that should motivate everybody to just go out and do it. So,
I agree. Mm-hmm. And this is, I'm glad you brought that up because this is what, this podcast is about or stems about. First, we hope, someone that wants to start a podcast, create a YouTube channel, whatever it might be, they see us and they're inspired to go for it. And not only that, but, bringing you on, Kim One, Anna-san. I'll be happy if one person sees, your video or Anna-san's video and they start recording, or they see Anna-san's video and lose 5 pounds. Like, for me, it's like,
story's crazy.
Or go on a 90-day challenge.
Right. If someone does that from our videos, like, it might be one person. Like, I'm happy. That's a success for me.
If anybody, if there should be an episode at least, I don't, what are we in? 2 deep, 3 deep after this one? It'll be 3 deep after, before this one. It should be. It's Anna-san's. I don't know Anna-san. I know you know him, but that was the first time listening to Anna-san, and his story is amazing. I give him all props because that's life, man. For you to make a change, like a drastic change like that, that's amazing.
Right.
I think that in and itself is just that's a win, man. What he does that was awesome. So it was nice hearing him do that, and I guess I can kind of relate. I'm challenging myself to just starting to now get better. Looking back at the projects I have worked on, some of the smaller ones, JP, who's he just opened up his own barbershop. Flashy Faded. He's good. He cuts my hair. I created a small promo, but even looking back at his promo and some of the projects that I have done, I look at them just so that I can see how far I've gotten and how much farther I can get, what I want to change, what I want to work on. So his story, just challenge yourself, be the best you can be at what you're trying to do or what you're aspiring to do, because it'll pay dividends. It'll come slowly, it'll come fast. You might not ever get any. That one like could be me. But that's important to you guys, right?
Right.
Exactly.
And so whoever watches mine, I hope they see, they were able to do it. Look how many views they got, or look what it's done to their business, or look what it's done to. I want to be that person to say, I had a helping hand in them opening a barbershop, or them selling more tacos from Mazorca. That's me trying to get better. And those
Speaking
are some
about
of my goals.
That, you mentioned to me off camera when we first met. Truly met. I mean,
I had not met Eddie.
Each other.
Yeah, I didn't meet Eddie officially till last week. I hit him up on Messenger and I was like, Eddie, yo, what are you up to? And he's like, I'm waiting for this fan to get in. And I was like, Amazon's dropping off this fan from my computer. I was like, yo, I just want to meet you. And it's like, when can we set up? He's like, yo, we'll meet at Anodyne. So last week was official.
Yeah, I think the exact words were, what do I need to do to get on this podcast?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I was thirsting to be on the show. No.
No. But
but it's one of those things where it's infectious. You see some people out here doing something. I haven't seen a podcast come out from Milwaukee. So sorry to whoever does have one out there, but I haven't seen one. And the way this looked, I was like, yo, this is not a small project. You got B, you got Eddie. Let's cook and make something. That's what I wanted to be a part of. And obviously tell my story. Not a whole lot, but I think the way I'm going about it, working hard and not stopping, waking up at 6 a.m. every day. It's how far can I push my mind? How far can I push my body to create or to do what I want to do? So when I saw this project, I was like, yo, I wanna be part of this. And so I was like, Eddie, you know, let's I don't have much, but let's talk and let's get some, you know, content out. You know, so
speaking about hustling and helping others tell their stories, I was mentioning off camera, you told me about this dog accessories small company, right? Small business. Forgot where it was from. I think it was the East Coast.
Yep, New Jersey.
You basically shot some stuff out of just pure, I don't know if it was curiosity of you trying that.
I guess you can say that.
I think from what you mentioned, it was more so like, oh, this looks cool, I'm just gonna shoot it and then make it for my own.
For sure.
And then obviously you do the little, I'll tag the company, you know, you do the whole, you know, we've all done it where we take a photo and we think we look fresh and we're like, yeah, let me tag Nike on it, right? Because they're gonna hit it up.
Doing that a lot.
Yeah, I do that every day, man.
270s on Vans, you know. Yeah, so that was just a kind of spur of the moment thing. So what he's talking about is, I got a dog, Meaty, 8 months, English Bulldog, Victorian Bulldog. Everybody gives me crap because it's like, no, your dog's an English Bulldog. It's like, yo, officially he's not a purebred Bulldog, like English Bulldog, but he's got the wrinkles, he's got the big body. So I think Black Friday maybe. So Black Friday, I don't know how I ended up on this like on this page or Instagram, but uPet Co on Instagram makes dog accessories. So they make collars, they make leashes, they make harnesses. And then what I was really looking for was custom like dog tags. You know, you could go to PetSmart and get the ones that they engrave.
Put it in the machine.
Yeah, you put them in the machine. You pay like $10 to $12. They're cool, but the ones that I saw on this guy's website were customized. You can customize them, so you can put all sorts of shit. His were preset. Where like, hey, I'm lost, bitch, come find me. And then you put your number down. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then he had a page where you can customize. It's like, yo, I got a logo, and I can do whatever. So that's why I ordered from him. And then some of his stuff was cool. You know, actually, a lot of his stuff was cool. He had camel leashes, the whole nine. You know, camel harness. So I was like, I'm gonna order this because it was damn near like 60% off. So I was like, bro, I'm gonna just ball out. Because I think what I would have spent at full price was like $50 to $60, and I spent like 15. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this. So I followed him on Instagram, followed him on Facebook.
It's expensive having kids, man.
Man, I don't even get me started. That could be a whole separate thing. So I created just this simple video. Meaty went out one morning because it was just like the first snowfall of the year, and he went out, just had a ball, you know. And this guy picked up on it. He's like, "Oh, this video's so cool, you know, how can you?" So he hit me in the DMs. It was like, "Yo, if I were to pay you for this video, how much would you charge?" I was like, oh man, now we're talking something different, because I was just making this for fun. So, and then I made another video where Meaty was getting his stuff on, and we were walking out, and he's like, I am so happy that you made this, I want to buy these videos off of you. I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, I've never been Shauna's was one thing. She's like, she Venmo'd me money at the same day, but then it just kind of felt like a business. Like, I was making a business out of myself. I was just like, I'm going to make these for fun. I'm going to tag you. I'm going to let you have these, if you want. And he's like, after a while, he's like, I'm going to need some more from you because what you do is really good. So I made a few more videos. I made a few, took some photos that he posts on his Instagram. You can find them on uPet and, uPet Co on Instagram. Meaty's probably has a few photos up, a few videos up there. But yeah, he's awesome, dude. I've never met him. I don't know. I don't know.
Power of the internet.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know I think I know what he looks like. I think I finally found his page. But it's a solid dude, Instagram messages are cut and dry. I need this. I'm gonna send you this, and that. And bam, we're creating content for a company. He's not small, but he's not huge, but he's not small. And so I take it somewhat seriously. All the videos are just fun. I think the last one I made was we were going to a bar.
Dude, that one's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw sitting at the bar.
Yeah, Meaty and I went to the bar. It's a local bar. It's the one that we hang out all the time. And that was just a story I was able to create by myself. Like, he hasn't put any restrictions or He's like, do whatever you want. So we went and had a drink. It's like, he obviously didn't have any beer.
Right.
But we made the video, and everybody just liked just liked it. So
we're talking about, you know, opportunities.
Yeah.
Been saying they coming out of blue. I really don't agree with that. You know, from listening to you, kind of observing, chatting before this as well, it's like I believe you created these opportunities. You know, you took the time. You weren't getting anything from uPet. You did what you had to do. Was it for the sake of fun? But like I said, you know that if you tag him, something might happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, same thing. Mauricio comes in the shop. You could have been the guy that just stays quiet.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel you.
But you decided to talk to him and, you know, connect with him. You knew that he was with Miga. You decided to wake up early and go.
Yeah.
So how important is it, you know, taking advantage of those opportunities and seeking it? And like you said, like, people might think you're a force or say this and that, and not caring what those people have to say about it.
Yeah, it is, and I didn't want to seem like a force. And I feel like sometimes, you just did it, you know, you did too much. It's like, you know, yeah, did I really? But the opportunities, you're right. I did create those. I did create them. And if it wasn't for me saying, you know, I know who you are, Mauricio, or, you know, tagging uPet, you're right. Maybe I wouldn't have been where I'm at, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I can say, yeah, it's important. It's one of those, it's something I felt like to get farther or to get either more practice or better at my craft, try, you know, and you know, see what happens. And tagging or saying hello, the power of just saying hello is unreal, you know. Mm-hmm. And for some people that's really hard, but for me in that moment, I asked myself, so do I not want to help out in some way? Do I not want to meet this guy, or do I not want to meet Shauna, or do I say no? Saying no, you know, not saying no, that was a big hurdle. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's where opportunities fall, because you do say no. And so I had to learn, you know, suck it up and don't say no. Go out. If there's something you're looking for, yes, create, you know, if you created an opportunity by saying no and going after it. And you're right, I did create that. People yell at me all the time. It's like, you don't even give yourself enough credit. I don't really like that. I feel like that's just, you know, humble, you know. It's just like, I like when people say nice things, but it's hard to receive them sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It kind of feels a little awkward, but creating those experience opportunities, I took them pretty seriously, because if I said no to Mauricio, or if I said no to Shauna, I probably wouldn't even be here, you know. But because this is awesome, because this, you know, it's an experience and something I wanted to do and help you guys out, you guys help me out. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, and definitely just do it. Go out and say yes. Forget about what people are gonna say, you know. There's so many people that once you make it to a certain position or you start doing something, people do get jealous. People do start saying stuff. But I have nothing against them, you know, and I never will. But respect people's hustles, you know, respect and give them props when they're doing something nice. Whether it's just starting off, you don't think like it's going to be anything. This guy probably put in, what did you say, like 8 or 9 months, you know, almost a full year before our first episode dropped. Right. You know, you probably, just like how you said off camera, reading books, you know, having to go from one place to another, all that delved and dropped at this point where you guys are creating something. So say yes, you know, forget what everybody else says.
Be confident, right?
Yeah, be confident. You know, like, people are gonna say stuff, but let them say it, and just go after it. And if you really want it, that won't bother you. You know. So, whoever's not watching, forget you. But whoever's watching, yeah, you know, thank you. You know, thanks. These guys appreciate it too. So, yeah, just go after it, man. Let's go.
So before we wrap up to the ordinary free question, is there anything else you'd like to touch on?
Hey, what's coming up next this year?
Oh man, a lot. There's a lot. So like I said, I don't think I can say what DJ Sean is up to within the next few weeks, but what she's got coming up is gonna be awesome, and I'm hoping I can be. I hope I can be a part of that. Just continuing what I'm doing. So, yes, I work a 9 to 5. So anybody that works a 9 to 5, you can do more. You just gotta find it. And so, I'm staying around Stefan's, and then being with you guys, and then all the people that I have worked with, Jesus, Mauricio, Miguel, JP, Jay Espada. They've all been nice enough to let me in and help them, and it's been good. So I'm excited for what's next. I still don't know what's next, but because when you stop saying no and you take seriously those experiences and those opportunities, you never know what's gonna happen. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Going back to your little brother,
Cristiano by the way.
Cristiano, shout out
Yeah.
to the little bros out there and little sisters. What's one advice that you will give them, or either him or someone that's coming up that might not know what their outlet is, and why will you tell them that?
Man, I didn't have this one ready. I've watched the episodes. I thought I was gonna be able to.
I framed it a little differently, so that's why now it's real.
It threw
right?
me off, man. What would I say? I'd say be happy. I'd say be happy.
How do you find happiness?
Dang, man. How do you do? Just being yourself. Being as comfortable with yourself as you can. That's one thing I struggled with, is being comfortable. So I think once you're comfortable and you're in your lane, you're in your avenue, you feel better, and what that creates for you, that space of joy, of doing something, that's happy. So, it's just be happy. So do what you want. Just do what you want. Don't stop. If you really think you got something, go at it, and if you don't find it, props to you, because it's going to take a while. It could take a year, it could take 2 years.
Yeah.
But if you're hesitating on actually doing it, just go for it. You don't know who's going to be watching or who's going to be up next, or and always support, man. Just don't downplay anybody's ideas. If they think they got something, maybe add something that you can provide. So whether it's a tidbit of like, hey, stay away from this because we've already been down that path. Just give them those few golden tickets to show them that you've been through it. You can definitely do it. So yeah, be happy. My brother should always be happy. Everybody should just be happy.
Yeah.
It makes the world a better place. You feel good. And that just, so thanks for the tough question, Eddie. That was a different one right there.
Next question. This is one of my favorites. Pick one person, dead or alive. Who and where would you take him to dinner?
I was ready for this one, so I'm not going to lie. I like this one. The person I would want to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with is my abuelita. 2015 was a crazy year, but that was a year that my eyes opened up, and I was able to see, one, what do I want to do, So seeing what happened in 2015 for us, I was able to see, hey, I want to do things a little differently now. I want to get away from what I thought I was about, whether it was just constantly working, whether just anything. Go out and do it. And so she'd be the only person that right now I'd want to have lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner with. Where would we go? I'd hate to do this to her, but I'd need like some home cooking. That's the one thing I miss, Everybody misses it. When I tell you that what she made was literally gold. Like those hands, the hands that she had, man.
Yeah.
You just can't. Yeah, you just can't do it. No one can really do it like she did. So
And no one can really stuff you like your grandma can.
No, man. Like, man, grandmas are sometimes the worst too. Because you could just come back from eating and they'll be like, "Yo, there's this frijoles and arroz," or
Right.
So she'd be the one person. She'd be the only person that I'd want to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just everything she made was, A1. So, that was kind of scripted because I knew that. I wanted to say that one so bad because it's true, man. My family misses her. My cousins do. Everybody does. So if there would be that one person, it definitely would be her. I don't really celebrities like who. That's just sometimes too easy,
Yeah. I think I'll just wrap it up with the final question, which is being an ordinary freak, going against the grain, doing different things. Being a force,
Yeah.
How weird are you? How different are you compared to people you grew up with? How much of a freak from 1 to 10 would you say you are, and why?
Gotcha. Man, I'd probably say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm getting there. So I'd say I'm like a 6.5, 7,
Okay.
because I haven't really fully discovered what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm 110% in it. And so I think that's kind of the freaky side where I'm going at it as hard as I can. So up at 6 a.m., working 8.5 hours a day, coming home and sending people their files, downloading. You'd be surprised how long some of that stuff takes.
We know.
Yeah. Eddie knows. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, guys. I don't do anything.
So, so on the freaky side, I'd say it's, like 6.5, 7, because I am going at it 110%. I'm trying, I don't go to sleep till 11:30, back up at 6. So I think that's the freaky side. When you put your mind to something, when you get your body ready to say, I'm going to have to go at this 16, 18 hours a day because I want to, that's freaky. There's only so many people that want it bad. And I think that's me. I think that's the freaky part. It's like, I really want it bad. So whatever is next, bring it on, whatever project, help me, help you. And let's all just get better. So definitely an ordinary freak.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, thank you.
Man, thank you
Before we
guys.
fully wrap it up,
Oh,
shoot.
my bad.
where can people
Where can
find
people
you?
find me?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can
It's your
find
plug
me
time.
on thanks. You can find me on Instagram at Gabi Olmedo _ Somebody stole my name. I tried to reach out to that person and like toss them $50 for that name, but she wasn't having it. So
It's such a good name, though.
yeah. So Twitter, the same thing. I kind of keep everything simple and straightforward. So you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on you can find me everywhere. You can find me at Stefan Soccer if you want to come buy some stuff, because they're the fam too. But yeah, find me, hit me up. Let me know if you got any ideas. I'm down to help, and let's just keep on working.
Let's do it.
Appreciate you guys.
Sweet.
Thank you, Gabi.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you,
Thank
B.
you, Chato.
Yep.
Ordinary freaks. You guys heard it here from Gabi.
Is this episode
Work
4?
hard. Seize those opportunities. Episode 4 is a wrap.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.